Mike said easy.
I ain't gonna say easy. I'm being disrespectful.
But no, I know you shooting.
No, it's not John. Did John crawl too?
Oh, that's some tough.
John didn't do like D Wade.
No, I like John too though. John
remind me of Iverson actually.
I think he like Iverson. He like a poor man's Iverson.
I think he's better than Iverson.
No, he can't score like Iverson.
It's gonna get better. I think his shot already started getting a little bit better.
All around player.
He better point guard. He will be better than
His
Iverson.
shot started getting better.
Iverson scored well.
Yeah.
I didn't say he better than Iverson. Of course, Iverson is the third best scorer of all time. But shut up.
Iverson not top five.
But if his shot, if his
Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back.
he's gonna be
Let's
better than
go.
Iverson. Iverson couldn't shoot the three.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Hopefully this internet work, y'all. Alright.
Let's go. We
Hey.
back.
Oh, go ahead.
We back, y'all. Let us know on the connection. Yeah, Joe, thanks for letting them know. Let us know how the connection is. We back,
Okay,
y'all.
Joe, I see you.
We back, y'all. Teeing up. We had sorry for the Wi-Fi issues. You know, it's New Year's Eve, so a lot of people probably connected out here trying to turn up. Scroll down real quick. We got another viewer, Ace Morant. What did he say?
What's good, Ace?
Ron Android must got y'all kicked off.
We good, James. We just had
Actually, the Android is what's powering
know
us
how
up
it
right
is.
now, Ace. So, yeah, I wouldn't be hating right now if I was your fake iPhone user. The Android is what's powering us up to do the show today. So, respect it and watch your mouth. We're going to get back to the show,
let's
y'all.
get to these topics. I'm done.
We was talking about Kuzma and we was talking about
We
Kuzma.
done with that, y'all.
We was talking about
It's
Kuzma
not even
and
conversation.
Tatum. Yes, Tatum is better right now, but what I'm saying is, if Kuzma would have been able to have the development,
It's
that Tatum
always an
had,
if.
it ain't
I
no
don't want to
if.
hear if.
If he would have
Let's
had
look
the
at what they doing
development,
now.
if he would have had the development that he would have had as being the leader of a team,
He wouldn't
and not have
he
to-
wouldn't be killing. No.
and
He
not-
wouldn't lead the team to
and not
playoffs.
have to have LeBron James overseeing
Why
him
did he do the
and
second year
AD
before LeBron came?
and AD. Then what did Tatum do?
They went to the playoffs every year.
Because Kyrie led
But I'm
them.
saying they went to East Conference Finals without Kyrie.
Oh my
Tatum
God,
wouldn't be able to
Kyrie
do
led them 48 games. Stop saying without Kyrie. It's 82
But
games
Kyrie
a
was in
season.
the playoffs and
played
they won
48
two
games.
playoff series.
He was able to get a structure down. That's 34 games left. He played majority
But
of the
Rock,
season
they
with them.
won to East Conference Finals without Kyrie. That's
And he
what I'm
still
saying.
had veteran leadership like Al Horford there. He
Oh, now
wasn't
we
just
now
there.
he using Al Horford.
Yes,
Why
Al
Al Horford doing it
Horford.
OKC?
What?
Now,
Oh
this
my
was said
God.
Al
He said,
Horford.
what is he doing?
Al Horford's a
OKC?
good role player, but he ain't nothing to
With a
just bring
young
up.
team,
He
yeah,
ain't
Al
nothing to just
Horford.
bring up when we argue
Like I
about who's
said,
better.
he
That's
had-
he bring up out like
What did
Stockton.
Tatum do when
I'm
Kyrie
not
was
saying
there for the
Al
first
Horford's
48
good.
games? What did Tatum do when Kyrie was leading them the first 48 games? He did nothing.
All I know
But what
is-
did he do in the playoffs? He did nothing in the playoffs. That's why they. What
Sorry,
did he
fam,
do
I'm
in
not
the
going to
playoffs?
argue Tatum.
Larry,
it's not
they
even
scored
conversation.
70 points in
I'm
the
gonna
game
talk to
7
myself.
of a conference finals
It's not
game.
even a conversation.
Versus LeBron James with the Cavs who had nobody. Mike said 18 LeBron was worse. Mike said they was bad.
When Tatum
and that's
get
what we
on
lost
NBA
to.
third team, then I'll have the conversation. Until then, start the show.
When Tatum won the title and scored.
Oh, now,
Yeah.
Oh, now you
Because-
want to bring up.
Well, let's say, but didn't Kuzma in one of the games? Didn't Kuzma have like 28 points in one of the finals games?
this
That's what I'm
was saying
saying.
Tatum on the
The
title,
same,
but
the
you-
same Heat team that shut Tatum down, Kuzma was going off versus them in the
so now you
finals.
want to use a title, but you just
Hey,
said you had LeBron and AD.
Like I said, but I said in
Which
the
one is it, Ron?
like I said in the finals game, no, Kuzma has showed us versus the big lights, he can play versus big teams. Look at what he did versus the Heat
Kuzma,
last
when
year
you
in
make
the
an
finals.
all-star team, we can talk.
Look what Kuzma did last year in the finals. He was a big
If,
spark
right,
for the.
if he makes
he was a
one
big-
all-star team.
He was a big spark for the finals. This dude talking about AD didn't show up in the last 2 or 3 games. Look who did
When
show
I
up.
say that?
You said that's why LeBron
I
got
just
finals
no. I
MVP.
said LeBron because he because LeBron played better
In
than
the
AD.
last
See,
2
Ron
or
be
3
lying.
games. Dude, AD didn't show up in game 5. Nor did he show up in game when LeBron had 40. AD didn't. Kuzma did show up the last few games of that series.
Hey,
Kuzma.
I don't talk about people.
What did Kuzma do the other day versus the Wolves without AD? He
Talk
was
to
the
me.
spark. He was the leading scorer in the
Right.
team versus the
Talk
Wolves.
to me. We make an all-star
Like
team,
I told
man.
you, when a dude get opportunities, all he do is show you that he can ball. When dude get opportunities, he show he can ball every time, Larry.
Hey, man,
You
all-star
see, Larry,
team,
you know
Kuzma.
it. You know it too. People thought Lonzo Ball was going to be the best rookie on that team. It was Kyle Kuzma. It was easy Kyle Kuzma. And,
He came in with
Lonzo
no
Ball was a top.
expectation.
And Lonzo
He
Ball was a
came in
top
with
5
no
pick. He
expectation.
was a
That's
top
why.
5 pick. What do you mean?
Would you
came
come
in
in with no?
expectation?
He came with no
He was a
expectation.
first
So
round draft
basically,
pick.
he did
He was a
better.
first round draft
But he
pick.
didn't come in with
He was
Lonzo
a first round
expectations.
draft pick. Any first round draft pick got expectations. What are you
Nah,
talking
that's
about?
not true.
That is true.
No,
Otherwise, you're going to
it's
have to
the
leave
top
it
10 to get
20 years.
expectations.
Any
Nobody
first round
cares
draft
about
pick
the 25th pick with expectations.
You still got expectations.
No, you don't.
Donovan Mitchell was a 20th pick. What are you talking about?
He didn't have expectations until after his rookie year. When he
He
first
started
came
right
in,
away.
nobody knew nothing about Donovan
He
Mitchell.
started right away. But y'all said, but nobody knew about him. You didn't watch college basketball. Yes, you
But
did.
Ron, you didn't say nothing about him being rookie of the year.
And I didn't say Ben Simmons was going to be rookie of the year. That's what y'all said. Y'all thought Ben Simmons was
No,
cold.
I didn't.
I never
Ben
said Ben
Simmons
Simmons was
cold.
going to be rookie of the year. That's what y'all said.
He won rookie of the year though.
For what reason?
Ben Simmons
For
won
what
rookie of the
reason?
year.
Did
What
they
you
make
mean
the
for a
playoffs?
reason? Yeah, they made the playoffs. They lost the second round to the.
Did he play? You talking about
He played. They
And
lost
Embiid led that
Right,
team.
he's the second best player.
And Ben Simmons didn't do nothing his rookie year. So why did he win rookie of the year?
Because he won rookie of the year.
For doing what?
What you mean for doing what? He balled out.
Tatum had a better, or Kuzma had a better season.
All right, let's get to this football.
Kuzma had a
man.
better rookie season than the rookie of the year. That's all.
about Tatum.
Topics.
Huh?
The drawing. Put them in topics.
Oh yeah, yep.
Before you do the
Larry Kuzma had a better season than Ben Simmons did their rookie year. Ben Simmons won rookie year. That's my point. The dude is on that level. He just don't get the respect or the credit
Dude,
because he played.
Yeah, move on.
For real.
it's not.
It's not what.
Make an All-Star team then talk.
Tatum gonna make the All-Star game this year. He made it last year, didn't he?
Yeah.
He made it last
And he
year.
made All NBA.
Did Butler make the All-Star team last year? Did you?
Butler made the All-Star team, and he made All NBA.
Well, the All-Star team don't really. They players
All
get
right,
the pick
y'all got an
nowadays.
action-packed episode, don't you?
Players
Here you
get
go.
players get the pick
All right.
nowadays.
See, you don't know
Simmons
NBA.
and
I'm
Kuzma.
saying
It's
they get
players, coach, and fans.
I'm saying the players get to pick their teams. It's like they don't do All-Star game traditionally anymore.
No,
Like
yeah,
each
but you
player-
choose the All-Stars, though.
players.
The coaches
Because he
can't.
wouldn't, I'm saying if
No,
they did position,
They
he wouldn't
pick
have
from
made
a
it.
pool.
He wouldn't have made it if they did position. Is what I'm saying.
Who? Tatum?
Yeah, he wouldn't have made the All-Star game. He wouldn't make it this
All
year.
right, what's the drawing?
KD and Jimmy Butler would make it at small
What's the
forward.
drawing?
What you gonna put him at power forward?
Tatum will start over Jimmy Butler.
Oh my God! What did Jimmy Butler
Jimmy
do
Butler
in the
don't put an
conference
All-Star.
finals?
I'm saying, but that don't got to do with also about how good of a season you have. It ain't about how much you win and stuff.
Yes, it is.
It's about how, but you gotta have a good season too, though.
And Jimmy Butler
To
had a
make
good
All-Star
season.
team, you really got to be. You
Jimmy
really
Butler
got to
had a
have
good
stats.
season. Jimmy Butler had a good
He has like
It's something
17.
different. The brotherly differences.
Yeah, but stop.
But what happened in the conference finals? So who they beat?
That's right. I'm trying to go on.
I
Come on,
Before we
y'all.
go, who they beat in the conference finals? Who did he beat?
Next topic.
He didn't do it. The
Okay.
Heat did.
Cool.
Something
That's all
relevant.
He ain't said y'all. All right, let's get on to the NFL.
Yeah,
Last
some
week of the
because
season.
Vikings ain't making the
Talk
playoffs.
about your drawing first.
Oh yeah. We got it. All right, y'all. If you want to be in the Brotherly Differences sweepstakes to win a prize giveaway, all you have to do this week, you don't have to answer a trivia question. You don't have to. Yeah, you can do it too, El, even though you're here. You don't have to answer a trivia question. You don't have to do it there. All you have to do is type us a question or a topic. It could be in the sports section or in the real talk section. All you got to do is write a topic to the Brotherly Differences IM page, and that will get you into the drawing to win a prize giveaway. So all you have to do for episode 40 is send us a topic idea. It could be about sports. You might want to hear us talk about LeBron versus Jordan, Aaron Rodgers versus Mahomes, because that's going to be not debatable after this year. Or you could bring up some real talk stuff, relationships, cheating, whatever. Any questions you want to put in there, you could ask, why is my brother hair so big? Any of them questions will get you a chance to win a prize giveaway, y'all. Any of them questions, I'm serious.
And then you got they're gonna take all those things.
We just get started, y'all.
They're gonna take all those things, then they're gonna use that in that.
Yeah,
later
we actually might
episodes.
use y'all.
Put 'em in a
We
bag
might
type
use y'all
thing.
topics in a later episode and not give y'all credit for it. But we might use y'all topics still. Just know we did that. All right, but let's get on to football, Mike. Last week of the season, give your top 5 power rankings for the
Chiefs,
season.
Packers.
I'm surprised you got the Packers won. The MVP.
No, they ain't better than Chiefs.
Oh.
Well, it is the MVP, but that don't mean it's a team, Ryan. It ain't individual.
Mm.
Chiefs, Packers, Bills, Steelers,
Also, let me guess, Mahomes' whole team better than his whole
Steelers
team.
and Saints.
Chiefs, Packers, what?
Chiefs, Packers, Bills, Steelers and Saints.
Okay. I was just shocked y'all by my brother. I thought the Packers was going to be number 1.
No, Chiefs.
I just thought
Why
because
would
before
Packers
the
be
show
number
came
one?
on, I just thought because
Chiefs
Aaron Rodgers is
14-1.
like a- Hey, but cool. But I digress.
With
My
two
top five-
leading receivers.
And the Chiefs, well, Tyreek Hill not the leading receiver, but he neither here nor there.
He top 3.
He's not top. I'm talking about like if we go by stats. He's not top 10 in catches. He's not
And yards, he
top.
top.
What?
Kels
yards
number
what?
1 and Hill like number 3.
Diggs is number 1 in yards and catches. I don't know what stats you've been looking at.
Oh, he passed him this week. You
Diggs
right.
passed him last week. He was
Last
number 1
week,
in
okay.
yards and catches last
Okay,
week.
I'm a week behind.
And Kelsey, I don't know what week you talking about. But the Chiefs are number 1. The Bills are number 2. The Packers are number 3. Seattle's number 4. Tennessee's number 5. Seattle is number 4 because Russell Wilson is still on the team last time I checked. Who did you have number 4? You
I
did
guess
have Seattle.
Steelers
The
and
Steelers.
Steelers and Saints.
Steelers is arguably in there, but they lost 3 in a row. They did get themselves back on track. But Pittsburgh, yeah, I don't know.
Their defense is really. Their defense is still.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing. Seattle didn't step their defense up these last few weeks. They only allowed 9
but
points to
Russell
the
Wilson
Rams.
played better, but they offense iffy to me. I don't know. Something about they just been tripping lately.
No, their offense is Russell Wilson do be tweaking, but I think when they get to the playoff, they'll be cool with DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. They get Greg Olsen back, Chris Carson still, the running game. Yeah, but Russell Wilson, he lost his MVP. He had the MVP through like the first month and a half, and then he did lose it. So their offense did take a spun, but I think we'll see back from what we saw the first 6 weeks of the season with them. Come playoff time, playoff rust is a real thing. Playoff rust is
What'd you say?
Take your dad, Mike.
Oh, okay.
Playoff rust is a real thing. So I think once the playoffs come, Russell Wilson gonna be something serious.
No, he is.
This week we got a few big games. I need you to predict. I need your prediction about a few big games this week coming up. Dolphins and Bills. Now the Dolphins need this game to be into the playoffs because
The Bills might sit everybody.
No, the Bills actually playing because the Bills could get the 2 seed. That means that if the Chiefs end up losing, the Bills will have home field throughout. So the Bills already said Josh Allen will be playing. He not sitting. So the Dolphins.
See, I made to switch my pick.
The Dolphins, I picked the Bills in the first place, but the Dolphins is fighting for the playoffs. Who do you got winning that game?
I picked Dolphins 20-17.
You picked the Dolphins to win that game because the Dolphins need to win because if the Dolphins win, they're in. But if they lose, if the Dolphins lose and Cleveland and Indianapolis win, the Dolphins is out.
And Dolphins got more to fight for than the Bills. The Bills 2 or 3 seed is cool. 2 or 3 seed.
Okay, so they win tiebreaker over. They win the tiebreaker over Indy and Baltimore. So Indy has to win, but Tennessee owns the tiebreaker over them because if Indy wins the division.
So Indy, if they win, they in.
If Indy win, they in. Yep. Tennessee still would be in, but Tennessee would have to have Miami lose. Okay, let's go to another game then because that was a big game. I got Dolphins losing that game 37-23, which is sad because the Dolphins would have made the playoffs after a lot of years, but I think the Dolphins might be out. Actually, I think the Dolphins might sneak in because I think Tennessee gonna beat the Colts. I mean, Tennessee gonna win that division, I think, because they play Jacksonville.
Yeah, it sucks if you go 11-5 don't make the playoffs, but it is what it is. It's just one of them years.
You said 11-5 and don't make it.
They might go 11-5. Well, if they go 11-5, they'll make it.
Yeah, 10-6.
But 10-6, the Bears with 10-6 didn't make it. Win more games. Win your division.
What about the Giants and Cowboys? Because Giants can still make the playoffs if the Giants win.
If Redskins win, they in though.
If the Giants win and the Redskins lose, the Giants is in because they swept Redskins.
Yeah, and I heard if Redskins win, they automatically in. But I got Dallas.
They would have 7.
I got Dallas winning that game 24-17.
Yeah, I got Dallas winning that game too.
That was 24-17.
And for some sneaky reason, because Alex Smith ain't playing this week, I think the Eagles gonna beat
I thought he was playing.
No, they might have to go with I'm
gonna change that pick too. Then
they cut Haskins. Because he got COVID in the strip club. So they cut him. So now they might be playing with an undrafted third string quarterback.
Okay, I'm changing that. Eagles gonna beat them.
Alex Smith hurt. So his name like Tyler Hinkie or something like that, and they might be playing with him on Sunday because they said Alex Smith looked like he's not gonna be able to play. Yeah, I just read that yesterday.
I'm about to change that right now.
Tennessee and Houston.
I picked Tennessee 20-17.
Yeah, Tennessee gonna kind of blow them out, 37-17. Tennessee gonna win the division. Let's see another pivotal game. Rams Cardinals.
That's gonna be a big
game. If the Rams beat the Cardinals, y'all in.
Yeah, 30-24. I picked Rams, but I just want Bears to win anyway, so we won't even have to worry about the Cardinals because if we play at 3:25 anyway. So
do they.
I know. I thought we played at noon because I
thought was part of the Sunday night game.
I know they should have put us Sunday night.
They got the Eagles and Redskins Sunday night. That was Sunday night before when RG3 was there. Speaking of what game did I just do?
We just did Cardinals and
I got Cowboys winning. That one tough, but I'm gonna go Rams. That defense, I'm gonna go Rams 24-16. And then last but not least, Bears Packers. Your Bears need to win.
You always get on me for never picking the Bears. I picked Bears this week over Packers. 27-20. Aaron Rodgers gonna be chilling this week, even if he play. He chilling this week.
You know, I think if the Packers look at history, they might not want to do what the Bears did to them 10 years ago, which is let them in the playoffs.
They beat us, they beat us that last game.
Let them in the playoffs. That's the last seed, and then that's your third time.
Bears ain't win no Super Bowl though.
Well,
we don't have Aaron Rodgers.
Don't sit here and tell me that the Bears didn't win a Super Bowl because I could care less. But if they do come back and win a Super Bowl, and you said that on national TV,
then I apologize.
You're gonna look like a fool.
I apologize too.
Yeah, you're gonna get on your knees too. I'm just playing. But the Bears will beat the Packers 24-23 because, as you said, Aaron Rodgers don't have anything to play for, and I think the Bears will get into the playoffs as I predicted at the beginning of the year. I was wrong with the Vikings.
I don't know if you predicted Bears in the playoffs.
Yes, I did. I said Bears and Vikings would get in the playoffs. I said Vikings would win the division.
I picked Bears 9-7. We go back on the show.
I said the Packers would finish third in the division. I said Bears gonna be 9-7 or 10-6. That's what I said about the Bears, and I said Vikings will be 11-5.
Okay.
And boy, was I wrong about them. No, I'm just playing. Sorry, Joe. Playoff predictions.
Well, I told you was gonna be wrong about them.
Watch out.
Sorry, Joe.
Playoff predictions. Only one other team in the AFC could get in, and that's the Colts. Everybody else is eliminated. Do the Colts get in, or do the 7 stick with
I think
Kansas
Colts.
City, Buffalo, Pitt, Tennessee, Miami,
Who Colts play this week?
Baltimore? They play Jacksonville.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Colts get in.
Colts get in.
Yeah.
Who
Espe-
loses?
I think Pitt will be. Oh wait, I don't know.
Pitt started Mason Rudolph.
Oh, so
Mason Rudolph. Yeah.
they will have to get it over the Dolphins.
Yeah. Dolphins play Buffalo, and Buffalo
And
the
I
only
get-
one that seemed to play their starters because
Yeah.
Baltimore play Baltimore
I'm
play
gonna say
Cincinnati.
because I may change my picks as Buffalo playing, so I'm gonna say Colts get in over the Dolphins. Because
I agree.
I picked Dolphins to win, but I'm gonna change that since Buffalo playing.
Well, Colts got to win though, so that means
Yeah,
Colts will win
they
the
gonna beat
division.
Jacksonville.
Colts will win the division though. Tennessee got to play Houston. That's what I'm saying. Colts will win the division if they win it.
Oh,
they
Colts
need,
getting in.
They need Tennessee to lose.
Well, Colts getting in.
Yeah. Colts getting in and Tennessee get in, and then Dolphins will be out.
Yeah, so Dolphins will be out basically.
Yeah, I think Dolphins gonna be the oddball looking in. So I think the Colts will be the 7th seed, setting up the Colts to meet Week 1 with Buffalo. That'll be a good game, Colts and Buffalo.
Packers clinch number 1 seed.
Yeah, Packers number 1, Moot or Brandon.
Yeah, Brandon. Packers clinch number 1 because they beat New Orleans.
That number 1 seed. Yeah, Packers got the number 1 seed locked up already.
Packers clinch.
NFC, let's go to NFC. Bears Cardinals. That's what it come down to. What's up?
I'm thinking Bears getting in. I think Packers gonna play around with us. I think we gonna beat them. They ain't playing for nothing.
So I think y'all gonna get in because Cardinals gonna lose. I mean, I'm just be real.
Yeah, I get Cardinals losing,
gonna lose, so the Bears just gonna get in by default.
and we go to New Orleans.
Win, lose, or draw. Yep, and then y'all go to New Orleans, which they're beat. Well, no, y'all can still go to Seattle. New Orleans can lose.
Oh,
that
you're
last
right. We
game.
go to Seattle.
So yeah,
I'd rather play New Orleans than
yeah, I'd
Seattle.
rather y'all play New Orleans too. Y'all can beat New Orleans. New Orleans don't scare me.
New Orleans will pop us too, though.
Yeah, but
We let Teddy Bridgewater pop us. I remember Teddy Bridgewater came to Chicago and embarrassed us.
yeah, New Orleans do got a squad around them. But I just don't trust Drew Brees when he's
I
pressure in his
actually,
face.
I'm more scared of New Orleans because they got Kamara, so yeah, and Michael Thomas. So I'm actually more scared of New Orleans than Seattle. Seattle just got Russell Wilson, Metcalf. He good.
Tyler Lockett,
Yeah,
Chris Carson.
Yeah, Michael Thomas and Kamara is way more scary than them.
What?
Yeah, what?
No, stop it. Seattle will beat the Saints by at least 3 touchdowns. Are you crazy?
You say like Seattle just.
You act like the Saints been doing something. The Vikings own them in the playoffs. They last 2 playoff appearances, they lost to
Vikings gonna be there,
Minnesota.
so
I'm just saying they lost to Minnesota, so they scared of the NFC North.
Seattle lost to Dallas.
You said Seattle lost to Dallas.
Now, 2 years ago they lost to Dallas.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Yeah, they lost. That's what
Like
I'm
2
saying.
years ago, Russell Wilson didn't have DK Metcalf, and he only had Tyler Lockett. Now they got Chris Carson. They got a squad. Then they got Jamal Adams at safety. The Seahawks defense, y'all, is actually their best kept secret these last 5 weeks. Their defense been playing lights out with Bobby Wagner and Adams, your third cousin. They've been playing nice. Like, for real. The Seahawks going to be on to something, man. They're going to beat Green Bay in Green Bay because they got a defense that can travel now. Let's move on, though, Mike, to the NBA. Okay? We want to introduce something new to y'all, okay, with the NBA stuff, y'all. So what we're going to do is it's a 24-second shot clock in the game of basketball. So what me and Mike is going to do is we're going to run down every team. Each of us will get 24 seconds to give our rundown on what we think about a team, what we might think about them going forward, or what we think about them going now. So we hope y'all can keep up with this section because it's going to be rapid fire. You know, we just spin out stuff to keep it quick and keep it going, keep the show flowing. We 20 minutes in. We want to have about an hour and a half show, and we get into that, y'all. So we about to do this. It's going to be called the Shot Clock. This segment is going to be called Shot Clock. And also, I want to let y'all know, this is going to be something that's going to roll over into 2021. It's called Shot Clock. Also, 2021, we're going to bring back the Stop It or Go On section. We're going to bring that back. And then we got some stuff for y'all later that we're going to introduce that's going to start to be topics out in 2021. So, Mike, I'm going to get the timer set here. And we're going to go 24 seconds. And I'm going to just list. Oh, you got the – I was going to run down the teams. And you just going to give me your
I have
rapid
a list
thoughts.
of teams if you want.
You said what?
Do you want me to list out the teams for you, or do you have it?
I actually had.
I mean, we got the
I got
list.
the standings.
No, I
up.
mean, we got the list. I mean, I was going to name off and he just started giving his
All right, I got this timer. I'll just tell you.
24 seconds each.
Yep.
So put 24 seconds on there. Let us know when you're ready, Joe.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
You go.
Start-
Bulls.
Say the first team.
The Bulls.
Bulls.
I think the Bulls, they won't make the playoffs. They got some good wins. The Bulls still got a lot of work to do. Billy Donovan's their coach, so I don't think the Bulls will make the playoffs this year. But I like what they're doing. I think they just need to keep developing Carter and Kobe White and Levine need to stay.
And
So.
Lloyd Marketing.
And Lloyd Marketing. They
My bad,
need
I
to keep
can't talk.
developing.
This your 24.
No, you're right. They need to keep developing, and they'll get better. But this year, I don't get to make the playoffs. All right, go ahead.
Damn, Mike stated in 24. That's what's up.
Be
The
quick.
boys to me, good little nucleus. Lloyd Marketing, Wendell Carter, Kobe White, Zach Levine. Like Mike said, they do got to stay consistent. I don't think they'll make the playoffs this year, but I think they'll be highly competitive. Billy Donovan has to show that he can develop young talent and make them compete for a playoff spot. And I think that's a successful season. Next team, Pistons, Mike.
Go.
The Pistons, the Pistons to me, I thought they'd be better. We still got a whole season left, but Blake Griffin and Derrick Rose will be out of there, I think, before the season's over. They won't do too much. They're in a complete rebuilding stage. So Pistons won't do too much. They won't make the playoffs. Rose and Blake Griffin will be gone too, I think. But go ahead.
All right, go.
Pistons, I think the same thing. I think by the middle of the season, they're in the rebuilding stage, so you need to dump Derrick Rose and Blake Griffin off before one of them get hurt for some young assets and future assets. But I think this year's a wash for the Pistons. They will need to be competitive under Dwayne Casey, who has veteran coach and leadership. But I think that, Blake Griffin and Derrick Rose needs to be unloaded for some nice young talent and rebuild.
Seconds, go.
Cleveland.
Cleveland, they won't make the playoffs, but I like Cleveland because I like Darius Garland and Colin Sexton. I know a lot of people like them because they undersized
I
guards,
actually like Carlos.
but
Sexton, too.
I do think Cleveland will be better by next year, and I can say playoffs for them by next year. But this year, they'll be competitive, they'll be decent, and we'll see Sexton and Garland show some improvements. So I'm excited for Cleveland. I like watching them.
I agree. Colin Sexton actually been showing me something this year. I wasn't high on him coming into the year. He had a nice rookie year, fell off last year, but this year he's been playing real well. The one thing I think about Cleveland is, man, if Kevin Love will stay healthy with that veteran leadership along with Drummond, I think they could make a push for the playoffs, but Kevin Love out again for the foreseeable future. So this year might just be a wash, and they need Porter to come back. And I think they do got a nice little nucleus now.
Yeah, I like Cleveland, what they doing.
Yeah, next team, the Pacers.
Man, the Pacers is actually, they're going to be a problem. Sabonis is a beast. He's going to be an all-star again this year. I like Sabonis. He a beast. They say that's what his dad's supposed to be if he would have came over. Oladipo back healthy. Brogdon's a good point guard defensively. Turner's a defensive player of the year candidate. Pacers going to be a problem. I don't see them really doing nothing like Eastern Conference Finals, but I definitely think they'll be a problem first or second round.
People know I was high on the Pacers last year, and I'm still high on them this year. Oladipo is back now. The Pacers, to me, got arguably the best starting five in the NBA. Brogdon, Oladipo, Turner, Miles Turner, Sabonis, and then they got what's his name? Warren, TJ Warren. They arguably got the best starting five in it. They arguably got the best starting five in the league, and with the depth behind it, and then they got great coaching. I think this year, healthy Pacers team, second round, push the to the conference finals.
McMillan gone, ain't he?
McMillan gone. Who was the coach? They just hired him. He offensive minded. Next team, Bucks. I'm gonna look that up.
Bucks, man. They was my finals pick at the beginning of the year, but I'm definitely gonna change that when playoffs start because to me, don't get me wrong, Giannis can be MVP. He's unstoppable this season, but I grade Giannis on championship level, and I just don't think he ain't showing me. He ain't showing me enough so far this season that he just got better to win a championship. I'm not talking about he got better. He can win MVP and all that, but I think Bucks beat East Conference Finals for sure.
Nate B. Yorkin is the Pacers coach, by the way.
And Middleton got to play better.
For me, the Bucks needs to utilize Giannis right. And my thing is utilize him right, playing him 18 feet away from the basket or closer. Also, if Bobby Portis, people might laugh at me with this, but if Bobby Portis can get him some big solid minutes, I think the Bucks will be a formidable team. They still a top 3 team in the East. I don't think they go to the finals, but they still top 3 in the East. 76ers.
Sixers is one of those teams also, they kind of the Pacers thing, like they're going to have a good season, but playoffs, they're going to be iffy. They're first or second round out. A lot of people hound them. Ben Simmons and Embiid is good players, all-stars, but I just don't see them making a push for like East Conference Finals or nothing. Harris is he's decent. And I do like Dwight Howard there. So we'll see what they do. First round out, second round out.
76ers, for me, I got them in the same boat as the Pacers. They are a team that I think can make the second round and push for the conference finals, but I got to see consistency. I got to see how those pieces gel together. Embiid needs to take that next step and get the best big man back from Jokic because Jokic took it over, and Simmons got to become that much of a leader too. I got to see what Doc does on his bounce back. Next team, Celtics.
Let's go. Oh, Celtics. Man, Celtics go. They up there with the Heat, Nets, and Bucks. Man, they're my 4 semifinal teams. Celtics. Brown is good. Tatum is good, and I do like when Kemba get back. So they're gonna be dangerous, but they just got to be able to compete against the other top 3 teams: Heat, Bucks, and Nets. So we'll see what they do, but they're gonna be there. They're gonna be there.
Dang, that's the same thing I said. The Celtics, can they take that next step to a league competition? And that starts with Brown and Tatum. Can Brown and Tatum become those players on the team that lead them to those top other teams? Like you got KD and Kyrie, you got Butler and Bam now, you got Giannis with Middleton, and now you add Holiday. Can Brown and Tatum be that? And if so, they'll be right in the talk with all of that top teams in the East. Next team, the Knicks.
The Knicks, I've been watching a few games of them. RJ Barrett, to me, he still needs to develop. They got Mitchell Robinson, Julius Randle. They one of those teams that they just beat the Bucks. They'll be able to beat some good teams. They'll be able to have good matchups, but they still in the mix. They still got a lot of work to do, develop their players to becoming a playoff team. So they'll be one of the teams that miss the playoffs, and they just got to keep developing. I like Thibodeau there. They play hard every game.
Yeah, the Knicks, to me, they got nice young core, nice young talent with Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson, Knox, Barrett. You add Austin Rivers there who got some veteran leadership. Tom Thibodeau will get them to be professional and learn how to play basketball. They might miss the playoffs, but I think they will be highly, highly competitive, close to probably 40 games that they win this year for me with the Knicks. Raptors, Mike.
Raptors, man, I'm shocked they started the season 0-3. They did lose some key players. They lost to Ibaka and Gasol. Them are players as good role players. But also, I don't know about the Raptors. Last year I was hounding them. They were going to make the second round, and they did that. But I think they'll be probably 8th seed or might not make the playoffs. Siakam got to continue to get better. He has to keep that all-star
yes,
level.
I got your kids. She said, D. Adams might say, what team we on? The Raptors. The Raptors, man, they tough, they experienced, but I think the Raptors need that go-to player. Siakam was supposed to be the go-to player, but Siakam is not the go-to player yet that we thought he was going to be. I think for the Raptors to be back into that championship contender, they need Siakam to either be a go-to player or they need to go out and get another go-to player. Otherwise, it's just going to be a pretty tough, mediocre team. The Nets.
The Nets, man, they I think it's gonna be Nets Bucks East Conference Finals, but your Heat and Celtics definitely can be there. But man, Nets, they are a good offensive team. Kyrie and KD is unguardable, but defensively the Nets scare me.
Oh, Mookie said the Packers ain't got the 1 seed locked up.
They got it over the Saints, but maybe not Seattle. Yeah. But the Nets definitely offensively they up there with any team in the league, but defensively is what scared me for them, and they lost Denver.
I agree, Dre. And what up, Dre? Shout out to Dre, man. He was the player of the week for his school, University of Milwaukee. That's Lil Cuzzo.
Congrats, Dre. Keep grinding.
D1 out there, so shout out to Lil Cuz.
Maybe be in the NBA draft one day. We'll be talking about you.
Shout out to Lil Cuzzo, man. We appreciate you for tuning in right now. But
let's get a workout in.
Nets, to me, easy Eastern Conference Finals. To me, the only team that could compete with them is the Heat and the Bucks, but the Nets is the conference finals. KD and Kyrie just got to stay healthy and keep staying together, but they're dynamic.
Not
they got
firepower.
Mike, now we can put up 145 points. You can do that nightly, and then you got DeAndre Jordan. They will get better defensively. They got DeAndre Jordan and Jared Allen to protect the rim. So yeah, I mean, they'll be fine. I'm scared of the Nets because they put up points in bunches.
Seattle getting up 1 seed, but the Saints can't get it. Mookie Pack's on the tiebreaker.
Let's move. No, we still got one last East Division.
Oh yeah.
Yep. All right, my Heat.
The Heat. I respect them now. Last year I didn't put the respect. I put respect on your Heat. I think they can make the conference finals. They're a team that can make it, but I got them losing the second round to either the Bucks or Nets. But I definitely respect the Heat now. They play hard. They get deep. Their offense is decent, and they can shoot. That is, Paul. They can shoot, but they get suspect sometimes in critical moments. But yeah.
Hey, why can't WTFGO? You know what the fuck going on? Excuse my language, mama. She on the back, y'all can't see it, but you know what's going on with Miami. Bam need to show now with Jimmy Butler out because Jimmy Butler might be out for a couple weeks. Bam need to show that he's a superstar talent, a leader. He just got that contract, and we need to keep the boat afloat till when Butler come back. But y'all know what's going on. Conference finals, and we getting our rematch back to get what's ours. NBA title, by the way. Okay. Turn up.
Don't play the Lakers games there. They embarrass y'all again.
Hornets.
Right.
Hornets, man, they just blow up the Mavericks. The Hornets, I won't get them in the playoffs, but I think they gonna sell tickets. LaMelo Ball sells tickets. LaMelo Ball can pass. He's going to have bad games, but Rozier's playing good. Devontae Graham's a beast. So I like the Hornets. Jordan, you ain't going to make the playoffs this year, your team, but the Hornets on the positive. I like what the Hornets are doing.
Look, this is the thing about me. The Hornets might be sneaky, man. They're going to be another fight for the team. Teams like the Hornets and Knicks, if teams ain't careful, they might sneak up and take your spot because I like what they've been doing so far. And one thing I would say, they got nice guard talent with Graham, Rozier, and Ball. I like that. I like what they did. And Mike, yesterday, your boy Ball, your MVP or preseason MVP, yesterday Ball outplayed him. The Rockets losing by 4. James Harden there. Okay, they gotta come back.
Oh yeah, season game they play bad, and they won my preseason MVP. Wizards, I'm shocked they on 4. The Wizards is a team that I think can still make the playoffs. Westbrook, you get your triple doubles.
Mookie talking about let's bet. Mookie, I said I agree with you. Shut up.
Mookie, you wrong about the Saints though. You right about the Seahawks. But yeah, I definitely think the Wizards will make the playoffs. They'll pick it up. Bradley Beal's one of the best scorers. But Westbrook, them triple doubles is nice, but y'all got to start winning. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, it's my turn, Joe. Is the camera on? Is it on? I want my flowers now, okay? Let me look at the camera. I want my flowers now because I said the Wizards wouldn't make the playoffs because they're a bunch of stat stuffers. Bradley Beal can score, but we know his score means nothing. And Westbrook just wants to get triple-doubles for what reason? They're on 5. They lost to the Bulls twice.
Triple-double's still hard, though.
They're on 5. They lost to the Bulls twice. I did a Wizards game the other day versus the Bulls actually at work. And his triple-doubles, he make them look easy because they're letting him get rebounds. And, like, he's just being thirsty for assists. And that's why they're not translating to wins. Magic. He really getting KD off the hook.
The Magic, one of those teams, and you look like how they making the playoffs, but they one of the teams that can sneak into the playoffs because the Magic is a solid team. Sometimes they look good defensively. Offensively, they be hitting threes. Markelle Fultz looking like he's starting to come into himself. Aaron Gordon is decent. Vucevic is a beast. So the Magic, one of those teams that people say that I think people laugh when I say Magic will make the playoffs. I'm like, dude, the Magic actually a solid team.
I agree with you. The Magic is solid. They got about 6 to 7 solid good players. They got about 6 to 7 solid good players. The Magic do. So I do agree with you on that. That they do got a solid team. But the thing about the Magic is I think they like firepower. And when they play against teams with firepower, that kind of gets exposed. Like tonight, they got beat by 24. I do think they're borderline AC. But if teams start to get better, I worry about do the Magic have firepower to stay with them playoff teams.
Yeah, and Terrence Ross.
Last team in the East, the up-and-coming Atlanta Hawks.
Man, Hawks, to me, one of the best offensive teams in the league. I hope they make the playoffs. Trae Young is a beast. He's arguably could be the best point guard in like a year or two. And but what I don't like about the Hawks, their defense is terrible, and that's what they may miss the playoffs. So they need to get their defense better with Capella. But I like the Hawks, and you know Trae Young is a beast to me. That's my dude.
Trae Young is a beast. Don't get me wrong. Trae Young is a beast. The Hawks are gonna make the playoffs. I said they're gonna make the playoffs, but they're gonna be a 6 to 8 seed. I mean, I like the veteran leadership that they get. Their offense, I would say it's the best offense in the league. I mean, it is high power, but I don't think it's one of the best because I don't trust people outside of Trae and John Collins to score. I got to see Cam Reddish make that next move. My thing is, where are their other options going to come from on a consistent basis? I do think they got the nucleus for top scoring, but I don't think it's all there. Now we're going to move on to the West. Same thing, 24 seconds, all 15 West teams. Now, every week, we're not going to do every team. I think weekly we might start to choose. What y'all think? Y'all think we should do every team every week?
Or maybe I'll just do 24 seconds together. You know, you guys just switch
12 and 12?
teams. Yeah, it's
12 and 12, okay.
So,
Yeah.
like that.
We can do that. They'll definitely beat the Lakers. Didn't the Kings beat the Nuggets? Stop talking. Let's go to the West. Speaking of the West, I'll start with the
Ryan will
West.
start in the West.
I'll start with the West. Give me my 24 seconds on the clock.
Boom.
Give me my 20. No, matter of fact, I only need 4 seconds with these bums. No, I'm just playing. Starting. The Lakers. Best team in the West as of right now because they won the title. But I don't know if they're better. They're not better than last year. And I don't trust that those changes will turn over to championship changes if teams in the West get better. I don't know if Schroeder and Montrezl Harrell is the answer for losing Dwight Howard and Rajon Rondo.
Mine will be quick. As long as number 23 is there, it doesn't matter who's on that team. And if you got AD, I don't care who else on that roster. As long as AD and LeBron there, it doesn't matter who's on that team for me. So that's really all I got to say about the Lakers. As long as those two there, you can put any mix of role players in there, to me. For real. That's really what it is.
It is what it is, huh?
Next.
Next team, the Clippers. Man, the Clippers, the one thing I got to say about them, can they bench keep up the scoring? I don't know if I trust they bench all the way, and will that small ball work? But I will say right now that lineup with Batum, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and Ibaka with Patrick Beverly or Lou Williams is a real dangerous lineup because between Paul George, Ibaka, and Nicholas Batum and Kawhi, they can switch off anything and everything. So they gave the Lakers problems, and they gave the Blazers problems.
The Clippers always will get the Lakers problems because they just match up well with them and they want them. But Clippers' problem is they inconsistent and their bench is not that good. And also the thing that messes up the Clippers, they get too much one-on-one and that's what messes them up sometimes. But like I said, as long as they got Kawhi and Paul George ain't on his BS, I think Clippers they'll be in the mix. They should be in the mix for sure. Second round West Conference Final.
The Suns.
The Suns,
the Suns, young team, nice young core with Aiden, Devin Booker. You got Cameron Johnson, nice young pieces. Then you added Chris Paul to that. With the Suns, it's just can they stay afloat? Can they stay above? With the West, can they win enough games, night in and night out, to stay right above that top 8? And that's the question mark we got on them. Can they follow Chris Paul's lead? And what is Chris Paul's lead?
You already know Chris Paul, my guy. I definitely think the Suns, man. I definitely think they got a shot to make the playoffs. They start off the season good. Aiden is coming to himself. Booker's one of the best scorers in the league.
Hey, my man Lance be on YouTube. Shout out Lance. Hey, Lance, what's good, man? I just saw you. My bad, Lance.
I definitely think Suns will be in the mix of making the playoffs, but no championship contender type stuff.
Lance said, F the Packers, Lions, and Bears. Lance, Mike, you remember Lance? He used to for 30. What up, Lance? Hold on, before we go again, what up, my man Lance? Hey, I appreciate you. Man, watching in, tuning in with us, commenting on some stuff. Lance, I got some New Year's Eve stuff in the cup, man. Chilling, man. You know what it is. Shout out to my man Lance Meyer, though. Long-time friend. I used to hoop with back in middle school, high school, all that. Shout out Lance. Moving on to the next team, Warriors. Oh, Golden State, nice team. Without Clay, I still think they're a top 4 team in the West. I think they'll start to get it once they get going. One of my guys said something good. He said they need to change up their style of play with Curry with these pieces, and I think they need to play through Curry. Let the Ricky Wiseman get off, and when Draymond come back, I think they will be better. I know that's hard for me to say it, but with Draymond coming back, I think they'll be better.
With the Warriors, to me, they'll make the playoffs. I don't think they'll be a top 4 team. Without Clay, I think they'll make the playoffs for sure. And they 2-2 now. I think they're gonna pick it up when Draymond get back and stuff. So where does it be in the mix? People's overreacting when they lost the first 2 games by record margin, but they'll be fine. But they won't really do nothing without Clay. They'll make the playoffs, but that's it. Steph Curry gonna kill though. Steph Curry gonna do his thing.
Next team, Kings. Right now, the Kings is up on the Rockets by 5, which is surprising.
No, by 2 now.
By 2, because Christian Wood just got an N1. But the Kings
3.
are nice, man. I mean, Buddy Hield, De'Aaron Fox. You got Bielitsa there. Bagley. Can Bagley stay healthy? Harrison Barnes. So the Bucks got a nice nucleus. Can they stay healthy in the West? And can they young players develop to get them to them top 8 teams in the West? That's what a lot of teams in the West come down to. Can the young players develop to make them a top 8 team for a true playoff spot?
The Kings been battling. Like the Nuggets actually should have beat them that first game, but they did beat them in SAC. But the Kings, one of them teams, like you said, how you develop your players. Bagley, you got to get better to me. Bagley as a top 3 pick, he got to stop getting hurt. Barnes is decent. De'Aaron Fox is getting better, and I like what's the name? I like Buddy Hield. So the Kings, one of the sneaky teams that can sneak in the playoffs, but I think they just go miss this year. Next year for sure.
Next team, the Spurs. Spurs, to me, right now, the Spurs got veteran leadership in DeRozan and LaMarcus Aldridge. To me, they should be way better and way more formidable, but they kind of just a middle-of-the-road team. With the Spurs, I can see them making the playoffs. I can see them missing the playoffs. But, yeah, I don't know with the Spurs. They should be a lot better than they are, I feel like, but they're just not. I don't know if DeRozan and LA if you need to rebuild that team and get pieces for them and move them to a contender and get their young pieces and just rebuild.
Yeah, Spurs, to me, I was watching Lakers play them. I don't know. They just don't get it. Rosen and Lamar's all just good, but yeah, they gonna be a team to miss the playoffs. They gonna play tough defense sometimes, but yeah, the Spurs in the middle of the pack. Rudy Gay's not that good no more, so yeah, we'll see.
Super fast. Next team, the Rockets. All I gotta say is James Harden, you need to stay in Houston. It's glitching. If it's James Harden, you need to stay in Houston. If you stay in Houston, then I think the Rockets could be real formidable and challenge the Lakers because now you have the things I think the Rockets needed to be better, which is size with Christian Wood and DeMarcus Cousins. And, I mean, you did have Chris Paul and Westbrook, but now you even got John Wall. So you got 3 point guards in the last 3 years. Now you added the bigs, and you still got P.J. Tucker and Gordon along your side. The Rockets will be formidable. You need to stay, man up, and make them win it.
Yeah, Rockets, they one of those teams to me. They will be in the second round for sure. The size thing wasn't a fact to me. They got size now, and they might start off 1-3. So it's really about their mentality. If you will come in, play defense, quit being nonchalant all the time, the Rockets will be up there. But as long as you play nonchalant, you're going to lose games. It has nothing to do with size. James Harden stay.
We don't got time. I only got 24 seconds, so I'm not going to rebuttal to that, but he already know what I'm on. Next team, the Mavs. My thing with the Mavs, can Luka Doncic get into that next tier? My brother and them think he's ready now. They got him probably in the MVP conversation now. Me, I think he got to wait another year or two. But if he proves me wrong, then the Mavs will be there. But I think the Mavs will be fighting for AC. Depending on how long will Porzingis get back. He just started practicing in full, but they need him back to me to be a legit threat.
The Mavs will make the playoffs, but they do need Porzingis back to be taken seriously. See, Luka, to me, I don't agree with people saying he's going to win MVP. Like, say, what seed they're going to get. I just say he has a chance to win MVP. Like, he could be in that conversation. He's going to put up the stats. It's about the winning. Mavericks will make the playoffs, but they do got to get better when Porzingis get back. That's really what the Mavs has to do.
They just got to get better, huh?
They just got to get better when Porzingis get back.
Grizzlies. The Grizzlies need to try to stay afloat. Maybe go 500 or right by 500 while Ja's out and while Jackson's out, Jaren Jackson. But they need them two back as soon as possible. As soon as possible. Otherwise, the Grizzlies will be fighting for a lottery pick, which may not be too bad because with Ja and Jaren Jackson coming back and you get to a lottery pick, that might be something that's brewing up in Memphis. But I think Memphis, yeah, with Ja going down early and Jaren Jackson being hurt, yeah.
Ja being out and Jaren Jackson being out, the Grizzlies won't make the playoffs here because, yeah, with them two out, they're a big part of the team. So I do think they're going to struggle with them out these next 3 to 5 weeks. So that's going to put them behind. But Grizzlies, when Ja and Jaren Jackson on the court, they are a tough team to beat. And I like Ja. You probably don't think I like Ja because I say Trey better. But I think the Grizzlies, they're going to miss the playoffs this year because injuries messed them up this year. But even without the injuries, they would have been the 8th seed probably.
Pelicans. Can their young core stay together and can their young core get better together? It all depends on if Zion can stay healthy for me. Zion stay healthy. Ingram and Zion learn how to coexist and play together. Let Lonzo run the show. I think this Pelicans team for years to come can be a top 4 team in the West. Adding a Steven Adams. I really like this Pelicans team with Josh Hart, JJ Redick. It's just about consistency with me for them.
Pelicans, I like the Pelicans. They can make the playoffs, but I don't know. I may go with them missing. The Pelicans got the talent, and I think they're ready to take that next step. Next year, they will for sure make the playoffs. But this year, I don't know. I don't like the way they play for some reason. Like versus Phoenix the other night, they just too ISO ball, and they don't have an ISO ball player like a James Harden who can carry you to the playoffs with it. Ingram's can ISO, but he's not at that level. Zion needs to get more touches. So we'll see.
All right, last 5 teams in the West. Here we go. Hometown Wolves, baby. With the Wolves, to me, Cat needs to stay healthy. You know, Cat last couple of years been hurt, and he hurt right now this year. The Wolves came up to a good start, beating a good Utah team, X-Ball team last year. And can their young players step up? You're going to need Anthony Edwards, D'Angelo Russell, some Malik Beasley, some Okogie. Okogie got hurt, but we need some of them young players here in Minnesota to step up right away. But Cat, get your butt back.
Wolves, one of those teams to me, they going to play you tough. They going to be a 9th, 10th seed. I don't think they make the playoffs. They going to play you tough. They're going to be good teams. They just blew out the Jazz. The Wolves are just one of those teams to me. They're going to play tough, but I just don't see them make the playoffs. Get Rubio is big. He's going to help them out. But Wolves, 9th, 10th seed. I'm sorry, Joe. But we'll see. They can prove me wrong.
Jazz. The Jazz. Are the Jazz for real? Are the Jazz a real playoff team? Are the Jazz going to take a next step to be one of those stable teams in the West? Because you can't have games where you blow Portland out by 20 and then you lose to the Timberwolves. You and Lance go back and forth. And then you lose to the Timberwolves like you lost to the Timberwolves. I'm not saying the Timberwolves are a bad team, but that's the hometown we live in. Shut up. But the Timberwolves, they is an up-and-coming team, but the Jazz got to win that game. Might go.
Sorry, the Jazz, they one of the teams. like I think they will make the playoffs, but they just one of the teams that's hard to take serious like as a contender because like Rudy Gobert, when the game slows down, the Jazz really have trouble scoring. It's only Donovan Mitchell. Defensively, they're good, but I think when the game slows down, the Jazz really doesn't know how to overcome the good team. So Jazz will be a first round out.
Thunder. Thunder, who is their leader for me? You know, right now the Thunder's kind of rebuilding. Who is their leader? Shai Gilgeous-Alexander may be the leader, like on a statistical level as the best player level, but he's not a leader yet. That's what they like right now. Who is their leader? And you know, what young pieces do they really have? Like, what do the Thunder have? They got some picks coming up, but right now I think they just need to be competitive. But if they're not gonna make the playoffs anytime soon.
Yeah, Thunder. That's what made Chris Paul so wrong. He made the playoffs with that team last year. They did have Steven Adams, but the Thunder. They
had Noel. Oh my bad.
Stu said Noel. The Thunder, the Thunder definitely one of those teams. They gonna be like I said. They gonna be like lower in the conference. Wolves gonna be better than them. Shai Alexander's a beast, and I like that Dort dude.
James Harden. My bad.
I like that Dort dude. So Thunder, they'll be out of the playoffs. They'll be tough to get certain wins.
Yo, this dude want to sit here and talk about right now. I don't run and watch this down. James Harden slip pass, dunk. My bad. Next team, the Blazers. Blazers makes me mad. You know, they don't bring it every night. And I told one of my guys this. They need to bring it every night because they're not that type of team. Lillard cold, but they're not that type of team that can do like the Lakers and Clippers where you can cruise and still win games. Even like the Rockets low-key can cruise and still win games. The Blazers is not that. They got beat by the Clippers last night. I did that game at work, and they got their heads beat in, and they looked bad. They couldn't score. Paul George and Kawhi kind of pumped it.
Me and Rod usually disagree basketball, but I agree with you. People be like, Portland's going to West Conference Finals. Why y'all picking Rise? And like I said, what has Portland done for people to be saying they're going to West Conference Finals? And you know I mess with Damian Lillard. That's my guy. But Portland, to me, is just like, it's just something missing with them. Defensively, they're bad. Defensively, Portland is terrible. They just got Dame Dollar, who's a demon, so then he gonna get them to the playoffs. But that's really it. Like Portland's not about to make a West.
He might not get them to the playoffs. I don't know. But they did come out nice.
But I do agree with you. What has Portland done for you to make a playoffs?
Last but not least, the Denver Nuggets. The one thing I gotta say about the Nuggets is nothing bad about them, but can they two best players, which are all-star talents, can they take that next step to elite superstar level? Jokic and Murray. Because until they do so, they will not be able to compete with the upper echelon of the West. The Lakers, to me, the Clippers. Even though they beat the Clippers last year, but this year the Clippers are a different team. Can you do it again? Was that just a fluke? But Mike, they can't beat the Lakers this year.
No.
They won't beat the Lakers.
For me, I don't know why everybody hard on the Nuggets.
I'm not hard on them.
No, but to me, the Nuggets are right on track. They lost to the Lakers, the best team in the West. LeBron and AD, they lost to the Lakers. The Nuggets is right on track. They lost to West Conference Finals. To me, they really don't have to do nothing. Get back to West Conference Finals and beat the Lakers this year. But the Nuggets right on track. They beat the Clippers, so I can't really say nothing about Clippers being better. The Nuggets are a good team. They just need to go ahead and beat the Lakers this year.
Joe, put 24 seconds on the clock. We both get 12 seconds because we have one last NBA question. And it is, what I want to ask Mike is, so far, I mean, only a week and a half in, but who is the most surprising team to you thus far?
So far, the most surprising team to me, I'm going to say the Hawks, actually. The reason, I'm high on Trae Young, but the reason I'm going to say the Hawks, they're looking very smooth on the offensive end, and I really do think they have a –
12.
Go ahead.
To me, the most surprising team right now, I'm not shocked, is the Pacers. 4-1, but they playing defense, and they got the best starting five in the league to me, or one of the best. But I think fully healthy, they'll be fighting for a title.
Sabonis, man, he kind of unstoppable little kid.
Yeah, so you two some blood, you know.
Mike, you right.
Shout out to you two,
Thanks,
man. Larry
right.
and Lance on there going
My
at it
bad,
with
Larry.
the topics. Hey, shout out.
You gotta look at that.
No, you're right.
Shout out to you two. We appreciate y'all on here, man. Last sports topic. Then we're gonna get to the real nitty gritty. We're gonna bring our guest on. We're gonna have our man Joe from the back to the front hosting and stuff. So we got something for y'all with the real talk section this week.
Switch it up.
But we got one last sports section. Tomorrow, the college football playoffs starts. And that's gonna be Alabama versus Notre Dame and Clemson versus Ohio State. Who do you have winning? Joe, scroll down for us real quick. Who do you have winning and who do you have meeting in the championship?
So, you definitely know a lot more college than me football, but I have Alabama.
I don't know who Tyler talking about.
Tyler, say what you said again. But I got Alabama beating Notre Dame.
Okay.
And Clemson and Ohio State. I got Ohio State versus Alabama. Didn't Clemson and Ohio State play last year?
Yep.
And Clemson came back and beat them.
Yep.
Yep. So I got Ohio State, Alabama national championship. Alabama's going to win it all. They're just too good. Alabama's just too good. So we'll see. What do you see? You're the college person, so I want to hear your take.
Sadly, I mean, I think it's going to be, 3 years in a row? Alabama, Clemson. I mean, because
I agree, Mookie.
I think it's going to be Alabama, Clemson. I think it's going to be Alabama, Clemson 3 years in a row for the simple fact that
Who, Tyler?
I don't think that Ohio State defense is nowhere near where it was last year. Their defense last year was way better, and Clemson came back on them in the fourth quarter. I think this year it's going to be more of a high-scoring game between Alabama and Clemson. What up, False Dog? Hey, Foster, you know we sipping on that
what's
bubble.
good, Kyle? What's
That
good?
red wine. False Dog, man.
What's
Happy
good, Kyle?
New Year's, man. Foster.
Yeah, I ain't
But
spoke to you in a
I
minute.
think that Clemson is going to beat Ohio State because I think it's going to be a shootout. I think Ohio State going to be in the game still, but I think it's going to be a shootout. And I don't think Ohio State defense is nowhere near as strong as they had with Chase Young and I can't even pronounce the corner name that went to the Lions, who was a top 5 pick. 2 defensive players you lost from Ohio State that was top 5 picks. So I think that's where they're going to hurt at. And they only play 6 games. Clemson played a full schedule. I don't think Ohio State will have the stamina and agility to play with any of these 4 teams, to be honest, just because of having COVID. Be good, little ninja. I feel you, False Dog. But Alabama, man, I hate to say this, but I don't know if anybody could beat them. I don't even think Clemson going to beat them in the national championship game because Alabama lost. How do you lose?
Clemson beat them last year, right?
No, Alabama won.
No, LSU won. Clemson beat them 2 years ago.
LSU beat Clemson. Yeah, LSU blew Clemson out. Clemson
Yeah,
beat them 2 years ago. Alabama won. LSU won, and now it's this year.
So Clemson won 3 years ago. They beat Alabama, right?
Clemson
Okay.
won with Deshaun Watson. And
Yeah.
You're
You're right.
Then they beat Oklahoma with Trevor Lawrence.
You think Notre Dame got a chance? I follow a few Notre Dame fans. They think they got a
Not
chance
versus
at
Alabama.
Alabama.
I think
Yeah.
they would have had a chance again if you play Clemson, Ohio State with Mike Alabama, man. Their offense is crazy. And like I was about to say, Alabama had a receiver that was Waddle. Justin Waddle was supposed to go in the top 10. He tore his quad at the beginning of the year, and they still got 2 receivers that's going to go in the top 15.
Who gonna win the Heisman this year?
Probably a receiver for Alabama, Devontae Smith. That's what I'm saying.
The Florida do not?
No, because they lost to him, and he snapped that receiver. That's what I'm saying. Alabama had 3 receivers that's probably about to get drafted.
Yeah, I saw one game here like 10 receptions, 200 some yards, and like 3 touchdowns.
One of them, Mike, he's been hurt since week 1. He got hurt in the first game, and he out. And they still got 2 receivers that's going to get drafted in the top 15. And they best receiver not even playing right now. So it's like, man, Then they got the running back Najee Harris, who, Alabama, man, I don't know if anybody beating them. Clemson the only team that got a chance, but I don't even know if Clemson beat them.
Yeah,
I think Alabama might beat multiple teams by at least 2 touchdowns. John Wall got to build himself back up to guard players like De'Aaron Fox, like that speed. John Wall played basketball 2 years. De'Aaron Fox, they call him Sonic. They don't call him Sonic for no reason. But y'all, that was the sports section for this week. Now we're going to move on to the real meat of the show. Let us know how our connection looks. We only got 1 viewer right now. So what we're probably going to do is end it and start it back up again. But we only got 1 viewer right now because I think let us know about our connection, y'all. Let us know how it is. But, Mike, play some of that intro music for the people to let them know that we switching over. That's the end of the sports talk, y'all. Now we finna move on to 2020 real talk, y'all. We appreciate y'all for being here. Y'all that's here with us, we appreciate y'all being here with us on New Year's Eve. Give us some of that roller skate fun. Fix the connection. Mike, try to connect your Wi-Fi.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, sorry.
Try to do your Wi-Fi since you got Verizon. I'll get on my Wi-Fi.
We'll be back, YouTube.
Hey.
Ain't gonna lie, bro.
Hey, Larry.